Welcome back to Sunday with Michael Portillo. Overnight, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, says he's cancelled planned strikes on Iran, saying he took the decision subject to being able to rapidly make a deal. Earlier this week, the President said that the Board of Peace had reached agreement for the complete disarmament of Hamas and other armed groups in Gaza. The President described that deal as historic. The journalist and Middle East expert, Emily Schrader, joins me now. Hello, Emily. Welcome to GB News.
Great to be here.
What chance do you think that the Israelis could possibly believe that Hamas was going to be disarmed and that Israel, would then withdraw from Gaza?
Absolutely zero chance that Israel believes this. We've seen this same movie. We've seen many, many times before. Unfortunately, this is how it's been for the last few decades dealing with Hamas. Ceasefire after ceasefire. What we view as a ceasefire, they view as what's called hudna in Arabic, which is a temporary pause in fighting in order for them to regroup. And that's exactly what we're seeing with this. It will be, if it continues as is, it will be a rebranding of Hamas. They'll shuffle their names around and they'll maybe call themselves something else. But at the end of the day, we're talking about arms being held in the hands of some kind of Palestinian authority inside of Gaza. And that's just not something that Israel can accept. It's too much of a risk for after everything that we've experienced and everything that we've seen. So this is not a realistic option. I know President Trump loves to call every deal he makes historic, but I don't think that that's actually the case in this scenario. And furthermore, we've already seen Hamas renege on their promise to fulfill some of the elements of the ceasefire, both the original 20-point plan, as well as what we've seen just in the past 24 to 72 hours. Hamas initially said, yes, we will disarm. And then they're saying we'll only disarm after Israel withdraws. Well, that just ain't going to happen.
We understand then Hamas's motivations. You've just explained them. But why does President Trump keep announcing things which really turn out to be improbable, unachievable? What good does that do him?
Well, it's impossible for me to say, none of us are inside the minds of President Trump, but this is his pattern. It's something that he is known to do. He's made grandiose exclamations about nearly every action he has taken militarily, whether it pertains to the Middle East or not. Some of them have been good steps, some of them have not. But regardless, he brands everything as being a historic achievement and success. Don't forget, after the initial ceasefire that was proposed with Gaza, the situation in Gaza, he claimed he had solved 3,000 years of conflict in the Middle East. And as we see, that most certainly is not the case. Now, unfortunately, if he actually did, I'll be the first person to sign up and give him credit. But we're not at that point yet, and we're not even close. So I think it's actually damaging because it creates a deterrent for the people who actually need to deal with some of these sinister forces in the region, including the Islamic Republic of Iran and all its proxies. It's very discouraging to the Iranian people as well, who are facing the Islamic Republic, to be told, oh, actually, there's already been a regime change, when very clearly that's not the case. We see people being executed every single day that this conflict continues.
Well, let's switch to that Iranian conflict. So the president postponed bombardment, looking for rapid progress towards the two things that matter are the opening of the Straits of Hormuz and a declaration by Iran that it's not going to move towards nuclear weapons. Does either one of those seem the least bit likely?
Absolutely not. It's the same situation that we've seen over the past few months. It doesn't really matter what the Islamic Republic says they will do right now. First of all, who is the Islamic Republic right now? I mean, we have a supreme leader that no one's heard from, that no one's seen, who most likely, in my opinion, is probably not with us anymore, certainly not mentally, if he's even still alive at all. President Trump himself said he's, quote, 90% dead, whatever that means. So even if they say something, we don't really have any way of enforcing that because we don't even know who's really calling the shots. And if it's the IRGC's Vahidi calling the shot, then most certainly we cannot abide by anything that the Islamic Republic says. This is a genocidal regime that seeks to eliminate not only the state of Israel, but the entire Western Western world. They've been very open about it from 79 through today, and we would be fools to not take that seriously. So I know for whatever reason, President Trump wants to delay what seems to be the inevitable confrontation with the Islamic Republic. There are probably a million reasons why that might be the case on this particular day, but it's definitely not because the Islamic Republic has suddenly decided that they're going to make a deal and that they've seen the light of day, and that suddenly now everything's going to be different with opening the Strait of Hormuz and also surrendering that 400 kilograms of highly enriched uranium.
Is it worth reminding ourselves that the Straits of Hormuz were open before the United States attacked Iran?
I think it's definitely worth reminding everyone that this was the case. I think it was a strategic mistake on the part of the United States not to deal with that first. I think if we're going to work together with the United States as Israel, then Israel should have been responsible for the targeted assassinations that were carried out on some of the other major strategic sites, perhaps the ballistic missile capabilities, maybe nuclear sites as well, along with the United States. But the United States should have taken on the Strait of Hormuz from day one. They should have foreseen that this would have been the key lever for the Islamic Republic to pull, because they can't defeat the United States militarily, not even close. There's no question. So what can they do? They can hold the world hostage over things like energy. And that is not something that the international community or the United States should accept in any capacity.
Emily Schrader, I'm most grateful to you for that update and for joining me on GB News this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.